Prosecutors will likely finish the case against John Wiley Price tomorrow, but the judge scolded them last week for not turning over all the documents to the defense in a timely manner. Did that hurt the prosecution, and will Commissioner Price testify? Two questions we want to explore this morning with a former federal prosecutor. Aaron Wiley spent 16 years at Dallas's U.S. Attorney's Office. He's a former state and county prosecutor as well. Quite a resume, man. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let's start with this case here. The prosecution wraps up this week. We never heard any wiretaps, though, of Commissioner Price. How strong was this case?
That makes it tough, particularly considering some of the other cases that have been here in Dallas before. There were wiretaps and things of that nature there. Here, the difference is that it's based on witness testimony. And some of it is based on documents and following the money trail. But the part that is hard is the part that deals primarily with testimony. You can always attack the credibility of people.
And let me ask you about that. The strategy, it seemed like, was death by 1,000 cuts. A lot of little things here and there in the prosecution's case. How effective was it so far?
It's effective because it's consistent. There is a theme and there is a story that's being told by the government. But it's a lot like a race, to be candid. It's a lot like a race where there's a party that's out front, and then once the defense starts, their deal is to catch them. Makes it hard. You feel like you're winning as a prosecutor. You feel like you're winning, but then they start also pricking holes in the government's case. And
the defense begins this week. The big question is, will John Wiley Price testify in his own corruption trial? Pros and cons of that. What do you think?
The pros are, in an instance like this, that he's not given a bunch of statements before. They weren't able to get statements from him before. He's an articulate fellow. Prosecutors are not, to be candid, are not as good as defense lawyers at cross-examination. They have documents to work with, which is the tax part. That's going to be very, very difficult for them. You know, 13-count indictment, it's the tax part that's hard. The other parts, there's a possibility he can explain. And let's be candid here. Juries tend to favor, or they treat people differently, that have celebrity, that have power, or that have some kind of influence, because they impart upon those people their own values, people that they like.
On that theme, let me ask you this. The case was supposed to last until June. Now there's talk it might be wrapped up in 2 weeks. Did the government run out of steam here, or was this badly timed?
Well, I think there's a couple of things that you brought up that initially there were some hiccups.
Yeah.
Let's just be candid here. There were some hiccups, and they're in the right court. Judge pushes people along. She is concise. She's bright. She moves those cases along.
Okay.
And she really rode kind of not roughshod, but she's gonna be, she's fair to both sides, but she's pushing them along.
We're going to have you back, Aaron, as this thing wraps up here soon too. Aaron Wiley, former federal prosecutor, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it.